Hello everybody, yo Microman, twerking it, berserking it, Big T Larity, I love that dude. I got a few more of these intros up my sleeve, thanks Vulcan. Gonna give it a try, some scrolling of our tiled world. I've had some more troubles with the exporting of bitmaps. I've got one here called Mariola, but it failed the export process. We're nudging closer towards it. I believe, I think for this session I'm going to change it back to the Mega Man. But I believe that GIMP is able to do what we need. I found a way. However, I'm not quite sure it exports the palette as I would like it. I'm not sure if I can just reuse the Mega Man palette for everything. But long story short is the export application, the converter crashes when I put my file through it. I've tried a few different files. I'm going to guess it's the palette, but I have tried it with the Mega Man palette and it still crashed. So yeah, I'm caught in two minds. Do I just play with the palette we've got? I think that's probably the best. The tile map that we've got. I'm going to change all these to 0.9s. Oh wait. God, that's a lot of 9s. Ah, all these need a 0. Well, might as well change them as well. Ah, that never used to happen. It keeps happening now. Ah, of course. God, I can't read it all. I mean, it doesn't matter what it looks like right now, as long as they match up, because it's impossible otherwise. Okay, let's get rid of them. There we go. So what I want to try and do is create a world which is 4 times this width and be able to smooth scroll it in. Don't know how easy this is going to be. Could prove to be very, very tricky. But we've got to try. It's not easy to draw. I may shrink it down a sec so you won't be able to read it, but neither can I, to be honest. But I'm just having a ponder, because again I haven't had much time to play around with this before I came online. I'm just working straight ad lib. Excuse me. I guess we'll just make it twice the width from now on. For now. Let's just delete that. So we want 32 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah. There we go. Yoey Mook. Good to see you, my dude. I'm attempting to scroll this tile map now. That's the aim of the game today. Oh god, for some reason I had it in my head that they were all... Oh, do you know what? Undo. Oh. I'll undo it. I forget the order of the tiles. I know I have got a copy of it now. I could load it up in ProMotion. But for now, I just want to... I don't care what they are, but I want them all to be the same. I'm going to put them all as 9 because from memory... Well, no, there must be one that's like the sky. Put that. I'm just going to load it up on my screen. Yeah, so earlier today... You're going to let me try my idea out? Okay, that's good, Emu. I mean, I haven't actually got much of an idea just yet. I just thought, well, I should design the world first. Because obviously I'm not going to procedurally generate it. It is going to be a fixed sort of work level. I'm just trying to find where I put that pro, what's it called? Because I uninstalled ProMotion and got a different version which was slightly newer. But it runs directly from the file, if that makes sense. It's like a portable version. I'm going to have to find it. Here it is. But I have found a way of doing it in GIMP with I made a 16 color palette and then exported it as I think it was an 8-bit bitmap, but only with 16 color. But I couldn't export the palette in a format that would be recognized by the exporter. I could only do a .text and it didn't seem to recognize it. Oh god, it doesn't even look like that software is running for me now. That'd be typical. What a nightmare. I've probably got a virus on my computer because it's trying to open that ProMotion and it just opens and does nothing. So. Because I tried to get the most modern, like the most recent version that I could find. Oh, does it? Ooh, well done, Emu. Is that on the GitHub or Discord? because I spent a little while making a cool little 8x8 bitmap. I made it in GIMP using Mario graphics, but then I shrunk it down so that everything fitted into an 8x8, and I just drew like a few tiles, but it's enough to make a platform game. In that case, I'm going to forget ProMotion for a minute. I'll load GIMP. There's got to be a name for too many windows syndrome, because I suffer with it now again. Here we go. Right, so I made this very simple little tile sheet, and I made it purposely that size because I knew, or I thought I knew, that the exporter is going to make it that size anyway, so there's no point trimming it down. Check Discord, thank you, man. Nice one, man. Because I wasn't sure how I was crashing it, but it just said debug. Then it did produce an output. But the output was of the bitmap was the right size, but the palette was the wrong size. Tile for bit. Okay, that's great news. Oh, that looks snazzy. Where did I save? Ah, see, that's the error I got. It's no doubt my source again, but that's definitely an index bitmap with only 16 colors. It's a shame, but I'll readily admit it that I'm reliant on this tool right now to be able to use the tile map. This is called the bitmap. Will show us the GIMP palette. Okay. Well, first I'll try and do the GIMP palette to save you hassle. There. No. Normally it didn't give any message to say it created, and they just appeared in it, and they used to appear in the output in the file where the application resides. But now they output where the bitmap resides, which I'm sure is by intention. I guess with tailor-made tools like this, little things can cause errors because my system might be slightly different to yours or whatever, and then I'm not using it correctly as well, probably. See, the palette had extra stuff. I mean, on this particular, oh look, it's outputting a different file there, different type at the bottom. Because I actually use this. I used this to create the palette, but then it outputted. When I changed it to index, it created that color map. But I'll drag you the bitmap into Discord in case that'll help. I feel we're very close. You know, I'm very, very close to not mastering this tile map, but being able to use it. Cheers, man. I noticed it's 25 kilobytes, so that seems too big, doesn't it? I wonder if I got the size wrong. Size seems correct to me. I'd love to know what the problem is, though. Yeah, should be 49k. Do you reckon it's because it's magenta? Because it's only half that size, isn't it? It's an. I think it's an 8-bit bitmap as well right now. I saw somewhere when I was reading through it that it's 8-bit, the output. I also unchecked that because it says some applications cannot read bitmap that includes the color space information. I bet that's why, isn't it? Okay, where did I just save that to? Retrocoder. Ah, it's still 24 anyway. How odd. I like that it outputs NXP. That sounds quite cool. It's like a next. So it is 16 color 4-bit, yeah? I done that by intention though. I thought we had to do that. Okay, I can change the palette. I deliberately put it to 16 colors. I changed the mode back to RGB, then back to index. Here I set the palette, but I could set it to 256. Or, of course, I could use a specified palette. Okay, this would probably be the right size now then. Oh, it's still 24. What the hell? Who knew that this would be the hard bit? Yeah, because it's still 24. What the heck? Hmm. Did you use GIMP to save it, Micro? And if so, how is it to change it to 8-bit? Friend viewer, okay. That sounds like a useful app. I might have to get that. I'll try and save it as RGB and save it as a bitmap and see what happens. Oh, look out, it's bloody 24-bit now. So GIMP's being a git. Yeah, that's 144 kilobytes. It has to be an indexed. That's my 16 color one there. It's going to be back to small again, isn't it? I'm going to try open it in MS Paint, save it as a bitmap. Been a git. Use the bitmap you sent. I will. But you see, I'm trying to Oh, I've just saved it in MS Paint and it's 49 kilobytes now. What was that? How much? Yeah, it's 49. Okay. So let's try this one then. So I had to put it. I put it through MS Paint and selected 256 color, and now it seems to be okay. The color slightly changed, I noticed. Palette won't be reordered. Arrangement. What I was planning to do was to use your palette from Mega Man. But I'll check Discord, I'll get them files. But of course I need to figure out how to create them on my own. You've done it, no probs, look. Downloading that. Mario Mook, I'll call that one. So if I drag that into that file converter, it's going to produce a palette and a file, yeah? Let's have a look. Oh, still says debug. The output in... Oh, the outputs this time are the right size though. I'll try and put them in here. Okay. The map is the wrong size now. Let's fix that. So Sky is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, I believe. So I need a 40 of them. 20, 30, 40. 32 down. There we go. So hopefully we'll see all blue. Ah, of course I'm on the wrong screen. And something's definitely not right. Because that's what we got. Sorry about that. Sorry, I was on the wrong screen. I got the right palette name with the extension. But something's not quite right. Let me move my stream stuff. Just to double check, we'll go back to Mega Man. Make sure I didn't change anything and forget or something like that. Oh, it just so happens that 14 is grass. That's quite convenient. I've just realised I was actually in the other project before, wasn't I, as well? So this is back into the Final Fantasy one, of course. But they're pretty much the same. Yo, Moz, thanks for the subscription. That's so good of you, dude. Yeah, boy. I'm hoping. I'm not seeing them yet, but I created a load of logos. Like you'd see the spiky leaning over the bar. That's for 1 month. But then there's another one for 2 months. Oh, and also there's a good old caveman debugging. It doesn't look as good as I hoped it was gonna, but it still looks pretty cool. That's what that does. Oh yeah, see, I've got the Robocop there for 2 months. But I've never subscribed to my own channel, of course. But oh, that's a tier 3 2-month badge. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. But there should definitely be one for 2 months and 3 months. I love the look of that Mega Man tile sheet, but of course this niggling problem of not getting the other tile sheets is a real big one. Only load 2k or so, okay. I can't believe it's been a month already, really. It's flown by that. Absolutely flown by. I guessed that you'd done it in advance or something because it was that quick. Of the till file, yeah? When you say just load it, you don't mean to actually truncate the file, you mean to just load. Oh, truncate it, okay. I'll just load up hex D. That looks better. Okay, it's now only 1K. I guess maybe put ×1 here. Okay, I didn't realise that. Yeah, ink bin. Here maybe. Does that offset it though? Ah, this you can put 2. I see. That's new to me as well. Thanks, Micro. So 0 offset, 2048 length. I guess that means. It's giving me an error here. Huh. No, it hasn't. It just didn't load. I think I've already got it open. Yo, Code Mick. Nice. TV keyboard. Nightmare. Sounds cool though. Wow, so I've got some sort of error here that doesn't report an error. This is the error I see. File too short. Oh, because it's only 1K. Let me find out how many bytes it is. Switch back. Oh yeah, I could undo that, couldn't I? I will do. Although wait there, it's 640 bytes. Let me just try putting 640 in there. Oh, it's worked. Something similar has occurred, but I'll undo everything. Put it back. Where was it? Oh, it's funny how it made a backup. That's decent, isn't it? Oh, I don't want to truncate it at all, do I? So just put that back. Put 2048. Well, hey, well it loaded, but some sort of weird glitch is going on. Number 14. If we go here, we can see the tiles. It's loading number 1 or 0 there. I'd say it's this one that's getting loaded. It's this one over here, isn't it? That's why it's just one out. And it's the wrong colour. Or is it? It's the right colour. But, magenta's meant to be transparent. We've got black still. I was wondering what magenta was. Is it F? Okay. And also, all of them in the map. Where the hell's the tile world there? They need to say 15. Oh, well, look at that. Interesting. I like that effect. God, so many windows. I'll read your messages now. Sorry, they were blocked. It does look like it's working, thank you. I just need to make sure I get the right software to export the tile maps correctly. I'll have to get used to ProMotion. I can create art like this in GIMP so quickly though, compared. Nice, Moz. I don't think I've heard of that game. So I need to set this global transparency to pink, or magenta, sorry. Or is it just the tile map one I want to change? Try it out. Comes through like that. I mean, if I put it to 0, hopefully it'll work. Yo, Benderluz. Good to see you, my man. It's kind of working, but I wonder why we get them bricks at the bottom. And also, I need to figure out which transparency to put it on. That's no biggie. It made your head hurt. This stuff's making my head hurt, trust me, but I enjoy it. Because brick is 0. Yeah, but where do we have zeros though? Is that not enough then in there? I thought it was. It's definitely 40 in the columns. Okay. Nice one. Odd. Good evening, Specky Nut. That is a lot of numbers. Like that was. There was something I made once, wasn't there, on the Specky that looked exactly like a magic eye. I don't know what you could see in it, but you could definitely see something. That's really odd, because it was working the other day with the, it was filling the entire screen. Yeah, nice turnout so far. Excellent turnout. Yeah, the magic eyes, they were crazy. Next reg 6p. I believe so, but I'll double check. Here, look. Hmm. 3D anagrams sounds complicated. I tried playing 3D chess once. I gave up within minutes. Less than a minute, probably. I'm looking, Emook. Oh, Bendelas, what are you doing in C sharp then, just out of interest? Line 29, yeah. Ah, I've messed it up. What an idiot I am. Bendelas. Emook, you are the absolute saviour. There we go. Pure sunshine. Blue sky. With men just floating there, walking on it. The way to go. You're a superhero, man. What a legend, yeah. I need to have a little GIF that I can pop up. Like a He-Man or something. In fact, let's give it a quick blast of Big T Larry for that one. It's got to be done. We are going to try and scroll this map. That's what we're trying to do today. But I've just started thinking about it. I mean, I think I'm going to put it back to this grid of numbers because it actually is easier to edit, isn't it? Of course. So I actually need twice this width. Nice. Sunglasses kid. So once again, I'm just going to delete them all except for one to make it easier on myself. So this is now 80 width. 80 tiles width. There we go. That should be all good. Be interesting to see what it does now actually. So already I think I've encountered my first problem. It's going to seek these in that order, isn't it? There's nothing telling it to stop at number 40 and go down to this line. Did I? Certainly didn't intend to. Before I change that. Okay, I'm listening. Move the buffer to the right. Fill the right edge with new tiles. I see, yeah. Yeah. I was actually trying to think of a way of doing that. You see what I've created here? It's not the tile map. This is the world. I'm not sure if I'm being wasteful or not here. But for example, these would be platforms. And then up here, down here. And then at the very end of the level, maybe I'd have a doorway. Like up here. That was going to be my intention for the first simple level. For the left, you need... Okay. So how would you store the world data? Would you not do it in this manner? Because let's say it's drawing these 40 tiles, or these 40 tiles are filling the tile map, and then I want to move right one. Somewhere it has to have the data for the next load of tiles, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll have that. There'll be like a camera offset. The world in 7 seconds. Yeah, sod 7 days. Map isn't really important. Yeah, but let's say I wanted to design a level. The computer, in order to draw the tile map with the right... I need a function, obviously, to take out the 40 I want, with an offset of this amount being the camera offset. Do you see what I mean? But would you store it in columns then? I get that completely. I completely understand that. But in order to find the correct 40 by 32 area of the grid, smoke. Okay. See, what I was thinking anyway was having camera position EB0. So if it's 0, it's going to start here, and if it's at 10 or 5, it's going to be here. It then needs to go 40 across. It needs to go down the remainder of the line somehow, and then it needs to move the offset again. Yeah, I mean, for Y, I'm not going to allow scrolling for this first ever try. It's just X, hopefully. Player X post. Horizontal scroller, that's it. It's just a basic, just to get it working. I just want to be able to scroll from left to right and get to the end of the level. You know, I'll draw all walls here or something. I mean, there is another trick. You could use a tile that you know is the end of the level. That way, you could start from your offset, wait until you get to the end, then you know you're at the next line. I'll look at your example again. Yeah, sorry. Draw a map. Big follows. I love the big follows. I'm looking at the draw full map. Okay, I see where it says map right and then it copies each column across to the one before it. What I can't see is like how you've stored the world data. How does it know what columns come in next? How does it know what's in the next column? Level 1 map. Okay. Ah, I see it. Oh, it's an encrypt. It's like a. Gotta look at an XD. I think I already cloned this project. Can't find it. Wait, there's it. There's no shortcut to open it in File Explorer unless I. There's just no way of. Oh, there we go. How is that decimal? Set to 256. Thank you. No, wait. Whip. Smoke time. Like it. So that's the world basically. Because that's the map, but that's not the map that gets drawn. Like what the next refers to as the tile map is actually the 40 by 32 map. So this is similar to what I'm doing here. I've just DB'd it. It's not that much. It's not a world of difference yet between this stuff and that, or I just saw. But what I don't know is how to. I mean, my idea would be have a camera position. Of course, I could just work it out from the player with an offset. if I wanted it to be fixed. But I don't want that, because if you get to the edge of the world, the camera doesn't pan. I see, yeah. I see, that helps. Yeah, I can see how that would help. But you have it in memory, that's the bit that's confused me. Oh, we're on the Mario bit map now, aren't we? Just going to start drawing platforms in. This might be too low on the screen, so we might not even see these. Interesting. And I've got something at the top left. What have I done there then? Oh dearie me. It was working a moment ago. I'm not sure what I did. The only thing I can remember changing was this. Oh, it doesn't look like that line I just added. Oh, times with an X. Alright, we've got one tile there. When I have it in memory, it's not on the screen, it's just on RAM. I know why I've got that tile there, it's because it still says world. It's looking for tile map, so it's reading that first. I mean, I completely understand what you're saying about not drawing. I'm not trying to draw the entire world. What I'm trying to do is create data that contains the world. Yeah, I've got that much now. Like if I change this to tile map, but that's not what I want to do. But that's going to work now, of course. Oh, it's still there. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I thought that was why, but DB5 still in the org. Ah, I see. Thank you, man. So it's very clever to have that right next to it like that. There we go. So of course these won't sit here. Well, I'm not normally going to put them there, but I would have the cam X. I'd have a routine. This would be called world, and it wouldn't be in there. Ah, I see. Yeah, I see what you're going on about the memory now. I see what you mean about the memory now. Because if I move it, oh, crikey. If I move it to anywhere else, it's going to stay there, isn't it? This tile map, what was here, am I able to populate this in at runtime? Nice, Bendo. Let's keep copying the map, just have it in the right place at the start. Okay, I'm going back to your example. I mean, I could put here what the size will be, of course. Go up, you can see. Here. This is the start, yeah. Okay. Yeah. MMU 210, okay. Yeah, I got it. I got it. So that's slot 2, page 10, is that right? I didn't know you could go into slot 2. I thought that was like some already reserved. Constantly learning. I do try and read the documentation when I get time as well, but it's hard to take it all in. Okay, this is world though, remember. I wanted to only draw the tile map. I suppose this is init, but it's init in the tile map. Doesn't matter. But surely this is too wide, isn't it? Oh no, hang on. That's not wide enough. Gotta check the width now. Oh yeah, it's okay, sorry. Yeah. Because I've called it initialize tiles. That's more of the draw routine, isn't it? It's drawing it to the screen. And now putting the map into the right place. Okay. Oh, it is complicated. Is it 52? I'm not sure if that's correct or wrong. Just putting it in there anyway. Oh, I don't need to. Alright, you just need to just load it and see it. It'll be there. Yeah, I see. I get it. I'm not sure what that one there is, but maybe one different somewhere. I see. I'll put some tiles that are different. And there they are showing up. I see what you're saying. So now it's in the right place. This can actually be shifted to move along this into this direction. It was definitely a different way I was thinking of doing it. Mine would have been much worse. I was thinking of extracting the right portion of it, copying it into that next reg every time, basically every frame. Okay, seems cool, yeah. I saw your LDIR to fix that as well, where it takes the one byte before it, or after I should say probably. That's probably too low. Have a look at them. Okay, that's great. I'm not quite sure where that brown one's coming from, but let's not worry about that. I'm sure it's somewhere else in the code that's doing that. I'm just trying to make it noticeably different so we can see when we scroll along. It's 80. Did it say about that? Should be 80. $240 divided by 3. It's gonna be 80, isn't it? Yeah. Needs to be 40. I wondered that. Then what's the point? You can't scroll it. Like, you can only, what's the point in that? I think the wires are crossed because I'm trying to create a world, not a viewable tile map. But what I need to do is create a world and only draw a portion of it to the tile map. I was surprised that that came through in the right order with it being 80. Yes, that's it. And we can't even see all of those, can we? But that's how big, like, the tile map is. I understand that bit of it. I'm going to continue with this because at some point I'm going to need it. This will nearly do. I don't have a door, but let's pretend door's 13. Wow, that would have been good. Alt click. Okay. Whoops. Okay, that'll do. Anyway, that's some sort of resemblance of a level. Something's gone on here. What's it doing? Look, it's... Man. It's minimalised all of them. I pressed Alt and done something. That would be a shame. It's a shame that didn't work as I imagined it might have. I can see exactly why it doesn't work now. Yeah, needs to tidy up. This big chunk of data is horrible being here, isn't it? I absolutely hate it. But it's only while I get it working. Of course, I'll make another file with that in it next time. I'm really surprised how even it gets them in the right order. I really am, because it's 80 width. So you'd think these would be showing up. Put 12 there. Yeah, see, something is messing up with it because of that. No, see, we've misunderstood. This needs to be anywhere. I don't care where it is, but we need to access it regularly. Get tile map. The function of this function would be to look in here, take into account the camera offset, and all it knows is the width of the level, which is 80. And it knows the camera offset. It should be doable. It knows also that screen width is 80, or let's call it, you used a good viewport, let's just use that then, even though I don't really like that because you can't see all 40 tiles. I'm going to call it tile map width. We all know that's 40. So it needs to do this. See all 40 tiles. You can? Oh, can you? Okay, thank you. In that case, I will call it viewport width. I get it now because of the border, of course. I was just being stupid there. I was counting it without a border in my head. Of course, there's actually 4 tiles each side that fit in the border. Okay, that's superb. In that case, it was looking a bit wrong, wasn't it? Because they were like quite low. Anyway. Yeah, and the only reason that they appeared at the very left side of the screen is because it's exactly 80, which is double the width. So it just happened to be that they did get drawn where it looked like the right place. This is still going to be tricky though. You see, before we had tile map down here, which is still here. But I take it, because I've done this MMU page stuff, I can't just fill that up whenever I want, can I? Can't just, or can I? Do I even need to? I can just use it from here. Don't need that now, okay. Let's get rid of that. And that. And then not get current tile map, let's get current view. So it needs to start up at that. I wonder, can I just use the label or do I have to do all this sort of malarkey? So I see that we've done this page, slot 2, page 10. Can I access it at any time just using that label? Or would I have to go into the right page and to the right memory address instead and just forget the label? I'm probably guessing the second thing was true. Okay, thank you. I see. I get that much about where the screen resides. Screen memory. I basically need to ensure that I start here with my routine and then do a calculation to LDIR one line at a time. Then I'll go down the line, do the same. I can already see a limitation with the way I'm thinking of doing it, which is it's going to shift an entire byte at a time. The scroll will have to be 8 cells speed. I'll always do you a favour, Mook. Okay. Zero's bricks. Yeah, I'm still worried about that. I'd have to scroll it. Run that. Okay. But I'll have to undo that for a second. Whoa, look at that. They're extra big. Oh, I see. You know why, don't you? It's because there's 2 rows of it. But I won't be drawing. I don't know if I'm explaining myself very well. I'm not intending to draw this stuff. Yeah, I want it to be 80 wide. I want it to be like, you know what I mean, yeah. Excellent. I'll probably put this in the wrong place. That's correct. I'm aware of that, definitely. I'll make it 80 wraps. Okay. I definitely don't want to make it 80. I kind of wish I'd made this 100 wide now. Because the 80, I know that there is another tile map that's 80 by 32. Yeah, but the world doesn't have to be 30 by 42. 40 by 32, sorry. No, you're talking about the tile map though, aren't you? What gets uploaded to the tile map hardware. But I'm talking about the world, the level. I believe this is not going to be good for the world. That's the screen memory, isn't it? It's consecutive in memory. I need to write a routine that takes my x by x sized world, or x by 32 times world, size world, and extracts a 40 by 32 grid from that. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But my second question linked to that is, when I want to upload it, before we were using a page. I guess I just don't do that anymore. It's a tough topic. This is really tricky, but this is a huge part of game dev. You know, once you crack this, because next reg, that opened up the slot, didn't it? Slot 6, page F. Then I started from where we started the map from. We moved it to this address. So instead, I need to take away that. I need to go like that. And now we'll have the same problem exactly as we had before, yeah? Hopefully. Yeah. But what I really need is to not have world. I need to have view. And this needs to set view. So view needs to be liquid. It needs to be every frame getting assessed and changed. When the second it needs to be. The frame it needs to be changed. You know, as soon as the player moves to a certain area of the screen. It wants to copy a portion of the world to the map. Yeah, that's it. That's it. But I thought that there was some sort of tile map hardware. We were uploading before. We're uploading a tile map to somewhere else in between getting to the screen. And I thought that was essential, but it seems to me you're saying I just need to poke it at the screen. So this needs to get HL world. And it needs to output view. Or it won't output it, but it will adjust view. There'll be a loop here of some kind. If I could give view a memory address as well, it'd be even better, wouldn't it? I could point it. I guess DE view. I need to do it one line at a time, sadly. So the first thing we'd do is we'd add we're looking in world and we're trying to output to view. DE is the output. We want to add straight away. I want to use another register. Player index. View's pointless. In that case, let's try it like that then. Thing is, I do need to do each line, don't I? I can't do it all in one because I need to be able to skip n amount at the end of each line. I need to go forward n for or forward X for position X. I need to then take 40. I then need to work out, I've took 40, so I just need, 40 plus camera position, take away 8 from 80, go forward that amount. So I could write it down in plain English what I want to do now. But doing it on the registers is quite hard. But let me try and work it out as a formula. Yeah, but total map width does include the camera position, doesn't it? Or the take away 40 bit doesn't. World base. It's basically camera X plus 40. Isn't it? So begin world plus X. Oh, I see what you mean. So only at the very start you add the X. Good point, man. That's a really good point. So if we pretend camera position is 5, for some reason I can work it out better then. So we take our 40, we'd be on number 45, yeah? We would have done 45. Leaving 35. And if we just add 40, then we'll be on number 5 again. Yeah, that's superb. So it's literally begin at world plus X plus 40, new line. But you can't use LDIR for that, can you? Oh, hang on. BC 40. LDIR. Does BC get destroyed in that scenario? I think it does, doesn't it? It gets decreased. Okay. And DE, I take it, is automatically getting incremented. So it'll stay where it'll keep getting incremented. Does it jump? Wait. How do I know when I've got to the end though? That's the only thing. Oh, I can just check what HL is. Or DE. $24. I get you. No, it is 30. You're right, it's 32. That's how many visible tiles there are now with the border included. However, I don't have a spare register for that. Could use A. Yeah, there's 40 columns and 32 rows. No, it's... Don't forget we've got the border. We can see over the border now. Where the hell has it gone? Ah, yeah. The thing is, I don't even need to do an iterator to find out how many I've done. I could just find out what HL needs to be at the top one. In fact, not HL, DE. It goes up to 6,000 hex, yeah? How about that then? As long as that's the top of the tile map. Yeah, 6,000, nice one. Beauty. So get current view. That actually just draws current view now, doesn't it? Nice. Is that looking nice? Thank you. I hope it is, because I've lost almost all confidence in my coding ability after the last few nights. But we will continue. Don't you worry. It still seems like a whole massive amount of data to just have sat there, but we'll deal with that another time. Let's try and see it working. Looking at DE. Nice solution. Here, I hope that's what you're referring to. If not, I don't know. It's errored, yeah. Oh, label not found view. We no longer need that. We just call draw. Of course, we need to do that every frame, but just one time should be alright for now. Well, hey, it's a lot better than it was. We've got something going wrong. But we now have a mechanism of taking from that level data, or world data, whichever I'm interchangeably using that phrase, them two phrases. But we've taken it from the level and put it into the screen map. Thanks, man. I'm not sure how we're using tilemap hardware there, though. Is that... It kind of feels like... Yeah, basically, to do that. But are we using the tilemap hardware there? Or is that just like a software, you know, like a... Yeah, I don't think we are. I mean, I don't care as long as it gets drawn quickly enough, you know, without... But one pixel scrolling. Good shout. Let me see if I can move my player. And if I can, I'll just keep with this project and try and move it. Yeah. So when it gets to a certain number, I'm going to scroll it. Probably just there for now. So first thing, draw it every frame. Not this go, Bendo. And I will keep going, Micro. This go is just about going to the right for now. But once we've done that, of course, the next step is multi-directional. Fell asleep, Specky. You didn't miss a great deal. But we did hopefully just crack a nut there. I forgot what I copied. Oh, there, that. So this is going to definitely need a tidy up soon, this code. It's a bit back to front. I've actually ended back up in the more complicated one. If you remember, I did make a more simple version of the tile map. Calling update every frame. What, here? Yeah, but to know if it's moved, you've got to do it every frame, haven't you? How do you know if it moved otherwise? I mean, to be honest, I could just put in here to find out whether it moved or not and not call it if it's in the same position. So, just to work around what you've just said, I could have previous camera X. Let's just put 5 for now. In fact, let's put 0. Oh, we haven't added the camera. I've just remembered. Just realised, sorry. It didn't take the camera into account. Okay, that sounds a good plan. I like that plan. Yeah, I know. I get what all your questions were about. But of course, without being able to draw it, I wasn't really concerned about scrolling it 1 or 8 pixels. I had obviously thought about it, but now it's being drawn. I still worry about pixel scrolling because the player isn't going to be moving that slow, you see? I don't know, we'll get there in the end. I'd made a bit rolling routine that done scrolling before, it looked quite good. I haven't even got a plan on it yet, Micro. At the moment, I was just going to snap it bit by bit just to get it scrolling. I've just realised though, this hasn't took the world into account, the camera position. Ah, we can never. We can't load that with a 16-bit number, can we? Or an 8-bit, I mean. That's what I was thinking, Micro. That's exactly what I was thinking. Just small steps. I'm sure the bit rolling thing won't be that difficult once we've got the rest of it working. Do I need to ensure D is 0 there? Maybe I do. We can already test it by just putting the camera position to 10. I don't think it worked. Oh, maybe it has worked. Let's put it to 40 then. Yeah, something like that. I guess it will have to be it's definitely working. That excellent. So now I've introduced this previous frame complication, previous camera, as a workaround to stop it drawing when you haven't moved. So we need to sync them up. Let's have a tiled world update. Ah, might actually need to set it there. Pixel scroll with a reg. Okay. No rolling on the tile map. Okay. I don't blame you for thinking that, Micro. I'd definitely done a scrolling routine on the Specky 48K with bit rolling. It looked pretty cool. It rolled across like a whole Mario style level in monochrome. I just had the bricks. At the time I hadn't even really worked on 16-bit numbers, so I didn't add a character to the game or anything on that one. I mean, look, this is an added complication for now and I can't be bothered with it. I want to get it working first. That's like an optimization. Where's the player? Could probably have the camera in the player class, not the world. Doesn't matter where I put it really, but I'll leave it there. No, I don't need to do that. I have a constant. Why not? So this is going to be a very basic scrolling. It's just fixed. Normally when I implement scrolling levels, there'll be one for the left side and one for the right. This is just fixed at 10 to the left of the player. I might do it just like that. So I didn't even use this in the end. It's not working correctly, but it's... Oh, have you noticed? That seems to be... It seems to actually shift at 1 pixel at a time. Or maybe not. I can go left. It's getting there, and it's getting there. So what was happening there? Let's try and figure this out. I'm setting the camera to always be 10 less than the player. Maybe that didn't help then. Let's put it 1 less than the player. Yo, thanks Specky Nut. Thank you, my dude. It makes my day how generous you all are, honestly. I don't expect a penny. But look, he's still nudging more forward than the camera is. Very odd. And look, they've gone down the bottom, them ones that were at the top. There's something weird happening, but still much work needed. Yeah, thank you so much, Spec. Need to hit the hay, okay, my dude. Thanks again for popping in. It's a start, it's a start. Is it this that's wrong? Nope. On dad duty. Thanks for the good luck, man. I hope to show you some good progress soon. I've got 2 days off tomorrow and the next day, so I hope to do a real great deal of coding then and get my head around it properly. Once I've fully got my head around it, of course I can show a simple example off and explain it better, you know, but right now I'm just trying to fiddle around and get it working. I believe that it's just to do with my calculation of the offset that's buggering it. Because if I take away the camera, and then I just put the camera to be whatever I want it to be, it works absolutely fine. I think I know what it is. Yeah, I do. Oh god, I say I do and then I forget it. Basically, the player's code is wrong. It's not offset by the world. Move right. Player X is a 2-bit number, a 2-byte number, isn't it? I'm sure of it. And this is where our problem is. Do I want to do the same with camera? I don't think I do. So it's only taking a small byte. What's happening is we're working in tiles here. The camera position is in tiles, but the player's position is in pixels. So one way or another, I've got to convert one of them. There's a mole keyword now, opcode. So I could multiply. Thing is, I want to actually reduce. I need to get the player's position in tiles, cells as I normally call them. So I need to divide that by 8, and I need to divide the entire number, the entire word, I should say. Damn CPU improvements, yeah. I mean, I don't know whether I'll use it. Oh, of course I will. But it's got to be nice, hasn't it? There was definitely a time on one of the game projects I wrote where I really wanted to be able to multiply for whatever. I can't remember the exact reason now, but I wonder if there's a divide opcode, because that would be bloody awesome. Because that's actually what I need to do here. You're free next time. Oh, I get you next time. ZX next time. Good for you, Bender. Do you stream your coding? You do. I'll have to check it out sometime, man. Definitely. Do you go on YouTube with it as well? Do you upload? If you do, make sure you put a link in the chat, because I'll link up with you. Subscribe and all that. Probably recommend you on my homepage. Oh, you don't currently. Cool. I see. Sweet as. At least I've found the answer to this problem, but at the moment I'm a bit. I know I can just divide by rolling the bits to the right, but there's bloody 16 bits in this number. I only actually need the little byte, because I'm never going to let the guy walk to that side of the screen that far, so I don't actually need to worry about the high number. I could do something really fancy. If you look where I've got move right, there's a bit here, screen edge. I could call the scroll. I could make a scroll routine in Tile World, and I could, at that point, scroll it only when you hit what I call the right edge. So I could define that to be anywhere I want it to be, like the middle of the screen, for example. And that's what I will be doing. Oh, I'll check that out micro as well. This is probably something I'll check tomorrow. That looks cool. I love them old demos, man. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I will look at it tomorrow. But of course, while I'm streaming, it doesn't make for a good stream if I read too many tutorials at the same time. It just, because there's a lot of trial and error with me when I do that. I know what I want to do. All I want to do is divide this number by 8. In fact, I'm just going to do it with the small byte like that. And I want to do it, I think it's called an arithmetic rotate, because I want to not put it in the carry. But I'm going to have to look it up on Z80n to make sure I get the right one for that. I think it's SLR or something, I don't know. SRA, I think that's what it's going to be. Can't be bothered to wait for it to load, it's quicker just. I don't know if I want to bother with cam offset. I might just start them at 0 for now. So I've changed player's X position to 0 from the start. I'll just check this SRA is definitely the one I want. My internet loads so slowly. Yeah, arithmetic shift right 1 bit. Bit 0 goes to the carry flag, but bit 7 remains unchanged. That's what I want. Let's not bother with cam offset. So the camera is exactly the same position as the player, divided by 8. Unfortunately, I'm only using the small bit, so the small byte, so I don't know if it's going to work. Right, let's try it. Scroll down with Sublime. Still the same problem. Major problems now. In that case, I'll try and do player world X. That's going to be bytes, because I basically want to know what cell they're in out of the 80 width that we've got. I don't actually get why that didn't work a minute ago. Because yes, I'm only getting a small bite. But if I don't go over 200, then what does it matter? Should have worked for a bit. Yeah, I can think of a way to do that micro. But what I want to figure out is to get this. They're not synced. If you see what I mean. The player is moving at twice the rate of the tile map. Right now, all I want it to do is literally scroll as you move with no dampening effect from having the center of the screen, where you don't scroll. Sure, we can get this. There is another option. No, it's not. I was going to say another option would be to make camera X a word, but that's going to mess up the way the tile map works. I'm surprised that didn't work with the SRA. He seemed to be going twice as far, yeah. And it's strange. Like I said, oh yeah, I was going to try that instead. Just do it HL. I can't see it making a difference, but it's odd that. I have had this problem many years ago with something. I can't remember how I fixed it. It was nothing to do with assembly language, but it might be to do with how I move the player. Yeah, but that's correct. But it doesn't add up like that if you look. Well, it does, but then how am I managing to become in the middle of the screen? See, that's what it is. The player shouldn't move. So like you say, I'm going to have to do the edge thing instead. I'll do that instead. So we know we've hit the right edge here. And this time, the most significant bit is 1 at this stage. Okay, we'll make one called scroll right. course, now we can just draw it after we scroll it. Call it one time in init to make sure it gets drawn. All that has to do is change the camera. Okay. Better push and pop in it. Be nice if it works. Hey, happens too quick, but it works pretty good, pretty nice. Especially for a game like Final Fantasy. Now this is going to take a bit of a rework. Yeah, thanks, Micro. I couldn't have done it without your help and everybody else here. We get there slowly though, don't we? Bit by bit. With the right edge. I actually never want it to go into the most significant anymore. And in fact, that means that we could make X a byte instead of a word. But I'm not going to bother. But part of it we don't need any more of this because, like I say, it's checking to see what area of the screen we're in and if we're up into that second byte. Emote fun. Has Emote got a channel? Might have. Should have. I do quite like this way we've set up this world though. I believe that we could have a much wider world and there's definitely nothing stopping you scrolling left. It's very simple to implement that from here. I reckon scrolling up and down might not be that hard either. That's definitely for tomorrow though. So where it says check right edge, I want that to be like halfway. Well, this is the Final Fantasy one though, isn't it? So ignore the fact that we've got Mario style tiles for a minute. I'm going to keep what I've just done with it being that side there. Probably extend it a bit further and then slow it down. Oh, another good thing about that is we no longer need previous camera. All that. All that. Just double check that still works. Okay, excellent. So I'm going to put the player to start in the middle. So that's near enough the middle. Need to slow it down. Let's make a scroll left quickly as well. Alright, so how do I want to slow this bugger down? I mean, I do want to put the player's speed up a bit. It's too slow, the walking speed. Ah, yeah. It was either 1 or 2, I'll take it. Okay. Now to slow it down then. I mean, my instant instinct is to do a timer, you know, with a bit counter. Back in 5, no worries, man. I think it's been taken care of, that fine pixel movement. At least for Final Fantasy style game, because the scroll only happens when you get towards the edge of the map. Might be another problem with that. Well, we just want to make it a smaller boundary for the player. But I'm going to make camera word, camera X. Is it SBC? I've got to look up the use of SBC because I don't quite know exactly if I'm using that correctly. I think I have to do HL. And then a number. Not sure I can just use a constant or not. Don't think so. Okay. Let's make a constant. Cam scroll speed. Let's put 10. In fact, I could use that trick I figured out the other day, couldn't I? And just use add in both of them. I just need to make sure that when I want the high byte. Hello, Tinders. So I'm in deep concentration here because I'm doing a little bit here that I don't want to mess up. So I just need to make sure I put the world in the right place now. How are you doing, my man, Tinders? Good to have you with us. I'm trying to add HL to HL there, that's no good. With two different values. It's a pain. I can just put it here. You're almost done with your game, that sounds good. Is it for Windows or is it for an old system? I'll give that a try. I feel like I've forgotten something here. Oh, there we go. So we've got a scroll speed now, and that's controlling that. And yes, to answer, like, if Microman's still here, it was going in whole bytes. Windows and Mac, awesome. Were you writing that for with Unity or? I love Unity in every sense of the word. Let's change the scroll speed to 50. Be even better to calculate that to base this player walk speed and the scroll speed. But look, already we've got it's adequate. I'm going to say 32 for that and just hope that that's alright now. And now I want to resize the boundaries for the player, because unfortunately that's not as simple as just changing one number. I've got to change this whole routine for that. On the good side, it's going to simplify the routine, but TextMate coding in Ruby, awesome. That's not something I've learned before. Ruby, I've heard of it. Ruby on Rails. Sounds good though. You say you've almost finished. Have you got the artwork done yet? I always find that was the most, getting a nice artwork to work with your game is always hard. So as a quick fix, I could just change this to a 1. Actually, I better not do that. You have? Awesome. What type of game is it? What genre? Like strategy or platformer? Side scroller. Awesome. Like a shooter. Just because I don't want to lose my hard work, I'm going to copy that, comment it out so I can save it. Just in case I decide to use that kind of code again. But this needs a heavy simplifying. I mean, being lazy, and I am very lazy, especially on Sunday evening, I could just jump to that with no check. And then don't need Decade Gel anymore. Look at the low bite. So put 160. Of course, I'll make constants for these. Ah, it's not working. I was expecting that to have stopped me here. So my quick fix definitely wasn't good enough. Yo, thank you for the follow, Tinders. Good to have you in the club, mate. Nice. I was actually surprised that didn't work. Yeah, I am surprised. Why did it still move right? Ah, yeah, it should only jump to this if it's less than 160. Most odd. I mean, there's no point in that jump there. So it loads the low bite. Ah, HL's not pointing at anything. There we go, that should fix it. There we go. So as soon as I hit that bit, it starts scrolling. Funny that earlier I had it, it was actually scrolling at one at a time, 1 pixel at a time. Redeeming that stretch. Nice. I can't wait to find. I was trying to find some good stuff to put in that coin. So you should save up your retro coins because I'm going to add some stuff sooner or later that might be more interesting. I was trying to toy with a way of like doing gambling with it. You'd only win more retro coins, but a bit of fun in it. Who can become the richest? But I haven't managed to figure that out yet. Posture check. Cool. I don't want to, and no one should check my posture. I'll get a D- every time. Yeah, so it was at one point, before I added the scroll speed, it was moving at 1 pixel, but I mean 32 is not the amount of pixels it's moving. It ticks up to 255, adding 32 at a time to a 2 byte number, and then we only use the top byte. Anyway, I'd say that's alright for that. May as well copy that from move left. Say 50, and we want to scroll it left. Minus speed. Scroll left. Okay, all good. I cannot move left anymore. So what's the reason for that then? Return NC needs to be return C. There we go. Needs to be much higher than 50, that number. Just working something out on a calculator a sec. So the screen's 320 pixels width. $320. So let's say 220 for that, and 100 for that. How long have I been programming? A long time, but on and off, you know. Like, I first started in the 90s, but I spent not enough time on it then and didn't learn anything. But then, if you've ever heard of something called Microsoft XNA, when that came out, I spent quite a long time coding. Then I went off it for ages again, and then I got Unity, and I spent another like 5 years in that, 3 or 4 or 5 years, and now I'm just messing around in assembly just for fun. My current computer won't really handle like a big 3D project. So. But to answer your question, I've probably got maybe 5 solid years. I'm not sure why it's wrapping like that, but I can fix that another time. Basically, if camera is 0, it cannot be decremented again. That's all you have to do. Notice how the NPC is drawn not in the world, but in the screen space. So she's getting drawn wrongly. As is the player, but the player's okay because the player moves around like by our control. There's loads of problems still to fix with this that I have no idea how to fix just yet. But That's the left and the right sorted though. I just want to try and smooth it out now. Apologies for that. Yes, smoothing it out is proving to be a tricky one in my mind. I cannot even think. I mean, the good thing is, I believe it's been a long time, but I think with Final Fantasy 1, it actually had the same problem with the scrolling. I believe. If I might be lying to myself there, but I think it had the same problem with stepping on the scrolling. But we should try and find a way around this. So it's coming in one bite at a time. I have the lower bite of the camera. I can use that as an offset. What I mean by that is, the higher that lower bite is, the further to the left or right you are, the further to the middle of the cell. See you later, Microman. I hope I didn't miss your message too long. Have a good night. I tell you what, there's not much left on this video anyway, but I am coming back tomorrow in the daytime and night because I've got a day off, so I'm going to do a small stream in the day and then my usual one at night as well. But I think this has almost run its course here because I don't have any even idea of what to try just now. My feeling is I need to use the low bite of X to roll a... Yeah, I'm just not sure. It's real tricky. I know in the comments somewhere Emook did mention how to do it, but I was in the midst of doing something else. Here's the messages actually. Normally you would pixel scroll 0 to 7. Ah, I'm going to copy Emook's comment into my code for probably tomorrow. I don't think I can do this tonight. Oh. But that, right. I don't even know what that does, mate. I think that probably means I have to shut up. But to be honest, I don't even notice when them coins get redeemed very often. To be fair, there's no notification or anything on my screen. I have to be reading the chat, to see it. If you know me at all, you'll know I'll never be able to shut up for more than 1 minute. They're a work in progress, that section. I really didn't intend to add like a little race at the bottom. I saw Shalan's channel and he had like bobble characters doing a race. I wanted to make a Donkey Kong Jr., like have 4 Donkey Kong Juniors climbing a little pole, and you have to pick which one's going to win. But I think I have to like code it myself or something in HTML or something. I don't even know. That's something for a bored rainy day, sometime later in the year maybe. Like I say, I'm almost at an end here, but this bit of advice here from Emook is where I'm going to be focusing my attention. Normally you would scroll 0 to 7, then when you hit 8 you move the map. That basically says it all there. But you know, how are we actually going to do that in this little routine here? Because it's working lovely. That just shifts it by 1. Basically we want to, what's the word, divide, I guess, the 255 of the low byte of camera X, so that we have it between 0, we want to divide it by 8 so that we have a value between 0 and 8 and 7, and then we can assign, you know, you can pixel scroll as it's called here. But I'm still not quite sure how to do it. I think because of the way I've made my world work, and that's probably what Emook was trying to say the whole time, but because of this, and then I've got the camera offset to go through it, but you can't do 0.1 or 10.3. It's 10 or 11. There's no point. But if I bit roll every single one of them, depending on what that low byte is, could probably be done here. Draw current view. It would probably be done in current view, It's going to take quite a bit of thought, but I believe it'll be something pretty simple in this routine to move this 1 bit at a time to the left before we draw the tiles. Or similarly, we could just move that to the left. That'll probably be the one actually. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Everyone's getting tired. I'm certainly getting tired. And I've got the whole day, as I keep saying, for tomorrow. And I'm going to be here. Like I say, normally in the day, I'd just do a bit of coding on my own rather than streaming it. Sometimes I'd jump on in the day. So I'm not 100% sure. But normally it's only if I've got something to show off. Then I jump on in the day. So if I do this somehow really quickly, then I'll be on. Cheers, Bendo. Like I was just saying, I wouldn't bank on it in the daytime, but in the evening it's certainly going to be 11, maybe just before, but you won't miss much if you get here by 11. and it could be just after 11 by the time I actually get on, but somewhere around that time. And if it's on in the day as well, then I'll post on Twitter and Discord and that. Thank you guys. I'm really glad you're enjoying the show. It makes me feel really good about what I'm doing here. Sometimes it was getting, we only had 1 or 2 regulars, which I'm really appreciative of, but it's nice to see new faces as well. So good on you all. I'm really enjoying myself, and I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you're here too. Have a good